In today's video, I reveal my top 10 sales on eBay for the month of May. Cue the intro. Hi folks, welcome to the channel. For those of you new here, my name's Andrew. I'm a part-time eBay and Amazon reseller, which means I buy stuff in a variety of different locations and sell it on eBay and Amazon for a profit 98% of the time. What I like to do each month is review my profit, which I've done in my previous video, and also my top 10 sales, because it tells me what kind of stuff is selling well, and also it can help some of the viewers spot things that have got good money in them that they might not think of to buy otherwise. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to bring up our top 10 items that have sold. We'll switch over to future Andrew, who will show you the top 10 items from May. But I'll tell you now, there's not that many huge sales in May. There was a lot of bread and butter items that went out. The turnover was up on the previous month, so it was a good month sales wise, but a lot of the items that went out were things that I had multiples of that were going for like 15-20 quid each. So obviously they're not top 10 items, although the total amount of sales value they bought in was quite high overall for the month, but I won't include those. So I just want to show you one-off items that have sold well. So we'll switch to future Andrew, who will do the screen share and show you what I sold. In today's video, I reveal my top 10 sales on eBay for the month of May. Cue the intro. Okay, thank you previous Andrew for the handover there. You're now with future Andrew, and I'm doing the screen share to take you through the top 10 sales that I had in the month of May 2024. And in at number 10, we've got this Jaguar Heritage soft shell hooded up racing jacket. Packing in the keywords there. It's in a size medium. This was actually a Vinted pickup. Cost me around about £10 on Vinted. I listed it for £49.95. Had an offer within a few days of £35, and I was happy to take it. If an offer's reasonable, if it gives me a good amount of profit, I'll always take it. Get the item out the door, get it gone, get the cash back to reinvest into other things. So that was number 10. In at number 9, we have got this Babylon 5 role-playing game Minbari Foundation fact book. This either cost me £1 or £2 in a charity shop. It sold for £41.95, free shipping with 10% off. I was running 10% discount code at the time, so it's about 37 quid that it went for. In the end, so really good return, really good markup there. I was surprised it sold actually. There were a few of these listed, and there was no real sales history for it, but they were all listed for around the £40 mark. So I thought I'd give it a try, see if anybody buys it. It was listed for maybe 3 or 4 months before it sold, and sold for a really good return. So happy with that. Then we have this Picking Sooty Blackberry's Song of Keith Marsden, which is signed by the editor's book. This came from a house clearance. It's been listed for a while, as you can tell by the pictures. There's no white background. It's actually my kitchen worktop that this was taken on. The lighting's terrible. This was back in the days when I was just banging out 50 listings a day, every day in the months of September and October. So I was just taking on my kitchen worktop, photographing it using sunlight, putting it on there. Might have even been earlier, might have been August or June I was doing that, but I just banged the listings out to bring the sales in, and it worked because I had my best ever sales month around that time. I had 6k sales in 1 month, but the quality of the pictures isn't great, so some of the stuff is taking a while to sell as a result. But this is one of those items. This sold for about £40, just short of £40, about £38 on an offer, which again I was happy to take. Cost a £1 or £2. So yeah, really good return on investment on that one. Next we've got a linen blazer. Picture's not the best on this because it's linen, so it creases really easily, and this was pure linen, it wasn't blended, so it is a little creased in the pictures, but did the best I could really. This came again from the house clearance. I think this cost £7.50 because it was a half price sale day there. It was brand new with tags, which is why I grabbed it. Listed it for £50. It initially sold on an offer of £30, which I was happy to take, and then came back because it didn't quite fit the buyer. So relisted it, and it sold within a day or two for £39, including shipping, which is great because that covered the outlay that I'd made on the previous one and gave me a little bit extra money as well. So yeah, £7.50 into £39, more than happy to do that. And it stayed with a new buyer. They've had left positive feedback, so I'm confident it will stay there. Then next we have this huge job lot of floppy disks. I bought this on eBay at an auction. This is not my picture. Actually, these are the pictures that were originally taken. Yeah, just for big job lot of floppy disks. I'll have a look. I didn't know if something was sealed or whatever. And it was $9.99, including shipping, on auction. Put a bid in, see what happened, and yeah, I got $9.99. Got it for a maiden bid basically for $9.99 free shipping. Went through the floppy disks actually. None of them were sealed. There were a couple of disks that together made a piece of Commodore software. I think it was Commodore or Amiga, something like that, Atari maybe, or something from that era, which I pulled out and I sold those two for £17. So that basically paid for the initial investment, which meant this was just gravy. Everything else was just random floppy disks, maybe some pieces of software and stuff in there, but it didn't seem to be complete sets that I could put together. So I just relisted it using the existing pictures, put it on at $59.95. Did take a few months to sell, but I had an offer of $39.99 on it, which I was happy to take. So yeah, sold for $39.99. This was a car boot find. Nice corgi sort of battle wagon Panzer thing. Sorry, yeah, it's corgi Panzer. Don't want to say battle wagon, but anyway, I think I've sold some battle wagons today, maybe. But yeah, it's a corgi Panzer, boxed. Didn't look like it had ever been removed from the box, so they're able to list it as new. It cost me about £7 or £8 from the car boot, and again, this sold on an offer of $39.99. Happy to take that. Might have achieved more if I'd held on to it for a bit longer, but as I say, I'm all about getting the cash back in quickly to reinvest. So if I get a good offer, I'm going to make a healthy profit on something, but you can guarantee I'm going to accept that offer. This another item that sold on a 10% off, I think, or just under. I think it went for £45. Wrangler Greensboro 803 jeans. You can actually get these in TK Maxx at the minute for about 30 quid, I think, but anyway, we won't mention that. You can't get them in this size, to be fair. Yeah, these were brand new with tags. They were from a charity shop. I think they cost about £4, and they sold for over 40. So again, really good return on investment. Doesn't look like I actually managed to take the pictures straight either, so that's good. And it didn't look like I actually managed to upload. There were more pictures than these three. Don't know why there's only 3 showing here, but there were definitely more pictures on it. But yeah, they sold within a month of being listed, so nice quick turnaround. They've been actually sat around for about 6 months before I got around to listing them. That's a different story. Next, another house clearance find. Paid up for these £20 sealed, and they sold on a 10% off offer for about 57 quid. So yeah, made a profit on them. Not a bad profit. You know, sometimes it's worth paying up for stuff. The buyer did come back and say there were some issues with these, but basically he'd reformatted them to use on not on MS-DOS, and it wasn't working. So after some discussion, he decided he didn't want to return them. So the item stayed with the buyer as a result. yeah, it did actually, you know, even reformatting him, I don't think they would have worked with what he was trying to do. It just didn't sound quite right to me. But anyway, it's his choice. Obviously, it's his item to deal with. Obviously, I didn't know there were any issues with the discs because they were sealed. But maybe something to think about if you do pick up sealed media of this era is that sometimes it's not always going to be great. Especially floppy disks and VHS how they're stored does have an impact on them. But anyway, next we have this Corgi Aviation Archive Bolton Pull Defiant thing. This came as part of a bundle from a charity shop. Paid £10 each for a bundle of these. This was the most profitable item. I'm in profit overall in the bundle. I've got 2 planes left to sell, so I might knock the price down on those because they're effectively haven't cost me anything now. They're just whatever they go for. It's just gravy. But yeah, so it's £10. This again sold on a 10% off offer. So it was £85 minus £10, so you know minus £8.50. So you can do the maths on that. 70 something pounds that sold for. So yeah, happy with that. It actually had sold before for an offer of £60, but the buyer never paid, so got relisted and sold. I think actually there was an issue with the buyer getting this as well because they were on it was on click and collect, and they didn't get the click and collect code, but that seems to have been sorted out and resolved, thankfully. And then finally, this Principles of Osteopathy book. These pictures are taken on the table that used to be over there but has now gone into my garage at the minute until I move house. But yeah, so that means that this has been listed for well over a year because I basically moved from taking pictures on that table over a year ago. Now I do, well actually I probably still do. There was a period where I still took pictures on it, but I use Photo Room to put all the backgrounds to white, and this isn't a white background. It looks white, but it's actually not the white that Photo Room does. Anyway, I'm rambling. This again was a house clearance pickup. Cost me a couple of pounds at most, probably £1, but yeah, £1 or £2. Nice vintage medical book. I had no idea what to price it at, so I just put it on for £100. Been sending out offers to watchers on it for months, for like even down as far low as £40. But eventually somebody saw it, wanted it, and offered me £80, which I accepted. They were a GSP buyer in France, I believe. So there was a bit of nervousness as to whether they'd pay, because I've got quite a few GSP buyers who never pay for items, but they did pay following a payment reminder, sort of a day or two afterwards, and yeah, they got the item. They're really happy. It's gone in their collection. You know, it's quite rare, unique book. It's not anything that you can find or couldn't find listed on eBay at the time. So excellent as far as I'm concerned. Good. Yeah, so it was a nice sale on the book. Anyway, we will switch to future Andrew to wrap up the video. So I'll see you in a second. Okay, so welcome back, and thank you, future Andrew. It's now future Andrew here, just to wrap up the video. You may have noticed that I haven't done much content over the last couple of weeks. I've not been able to do the daily uploads. A few different reasons for that. I've been to London a couple of times, once with work and once to meet eBay and YouTube, which was a great experience. I didn't vlog it because it was full of other YouTubers, some of whom did, and I thought, you don't all want to see the same content on various different channels. It's not that fun. It gets a bit repetitive. So I left that, and other things have happened in my life as well, which are potentially quite significant, which has meant that I've got to now focus hard on listing on eBay to generate quite a bit of cash flow, because I need to get quite a bit of cash in over the next couple of months. So therefore I've not been able to prioritise YouTube as a result, because it does take quite a bit of time to do YouTube videos, just filming them, let alone doing some editing, which I now attempt to do occasionally, and then
doing a thumbnail could take, it's just added time, and it takes me away from listing. And honestly, I make like 50p a pound, £2, £3, £4 at most on a video, so it's not the most productive use of my time. But I still want to continue making content. It's just going to be a bit more sporadic until I can get everything that I need to do sorted out. I will share more details on what's happening in my next video, because I will be launching a new YouTube series, a new accountability series, a bit like the Life of a Hoarder one that I did before, but more about holding myself accountable in terms of listing stock, not sourcing as much stock, and listing what I do source very quickly, and getting my amount of backlog down, because I have got thousands and thousands of items in my backlog that are taking up space, and they need to get listed and get sold, and I need to sell a lot more stuff and get my listed amount of stock reduced as well, because that's well over 3,000 items at the minute. It's heading in the right direction. I have listed and sold a lot more items that I've picked up this week so far, and I want to keep on doing that, but that means I've got to devote more time to listing and less time to YouTube as a result. Anyway, that was a long and rambly explanation, and as I say, there'll be a new series coming out probably next week now that will explain more about what's been going on for me and why I've got this big focus on eBay. I'm still focusing on Amazon as well and getting shipments off to them. I aim to do 1 to 2 boxes a week to send off to Amazon. It's not a big part of my business at the minute, because eBay generates more instant cash flow for me. Not quite instant, but within 24 hours. So I'm always going to be focused primarily on eBay to get that cash flow flowing. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you've made it this far in the video, comment Lakers down below, like the LA Lakers, because I'm currently looking at an LA Lakers top. So comment Lakers down below, because I do like those random comments to confuse people who haven't got this far in the video, and also it shows me the people who actually watch the content and encourages me to continue making more. And don't forget to like the video as well on your way out, because that really does help the channel grow. And if you're not subscribed, which apparently quite a few aren't, it would be great if you hit that subscribe button. You don't have to hit the bell if you don't want to watch any more content, but just get those subscriber numbers up is a nice positive statistic for me to look on. Alright, bye for now.